This is Views from University Park, courtesy of real estate team Everything Home, Colorado. University Park is a beautiful and affluent neighborhood that used to also encompass the adjacent neighborhood of University to its west. I am unclear as to the time that the neighborhood split. However, both neighborhoods' history is anchored upon the idea and presence of Denver University, which was originally located in downtown Denver and called Colorado Seminary. After careful selection in the late 1800s, DU was moved to the town of South Denver with the idea of escaping brothels, saloons, and the unsavory influences of central Denver for a more educational, utopian environment. In essence, a university park. The boundaries of the University Park neighborhood are I-25 to the north, Yale Avenue to the south, University Boulevard to the east, and Colorado Boulevard to the west. The neighborhood of University Park was originally part of the town of South Denver, which only lasted from 1886 until 1894. The original boundaries of South Denver went from Yale Avenue to the south, Alameda Avenue to the north, Colorado Boulevard to the east, and Paco Street to the west. As previously mentioned, a lot of University Park's history is rooted around the establishment of Denver University. The university was gifted land totaling 150 acres by a group of farmers headed by Rufus Potato Clark. The conditions imposed on the university by the farmers were that DU erect the main buildings as soon as possible, plat 200 acres as a town site within 6 months, plant 1,000 forest trees along streets and in parks, put together a planned out street grid, and as a recovering alcoholic, Mr. Clark wanted no alcohol sold on the land. Rufus Potato Clark is famously known for heading the movement to donate 150 acres of land to DU. However, he was also one of the original settlers of the Highlands Ranch area. Mr. Clark was born in Connecticut on a farm in 1834. As a teen, he ran away to sea and served 16 years on a whaling vessel. He eventually ended up in California, and after being unsuccessful in the gold fields, he gradually worked his way to Colorado in 1859, where he filed a homestead on 160 acres of land a few miles south of Denver, which at the time was really only a collection of shacks and tents. The Homestead Act wasn't signed by Abraham Lincoln until 1862, but homesteading essentially provided that any adult citizen or intended citizen who had never borne arms against the U.S. government could claim 160 acres of surveyed government land. Individuals who claimed the land were required to live on and improve their plot by cultivating the land. After 5 years on the land, the original homestead filer was entitled to the property free and clear, except for a small registration fee. In the beginning, Mr. Clark was not very prosperous in Colorado and tragically lost one of his wives in a flash flood. His fortunes only began to change when he began planting potatoes on his farm, which supplied hungry miners working in the hills of Denver with much needed food. As he became more successful, Mr. Clark bought more land and hired more workers until he eventually owned 20,000 acres of land south and east of Denver. He became known as the Potato King of Colorado, and it was reported that in the late 1800s, he is believed to have made $30,000 in 1 year from potatoes alone. A big man and heavy drinker at the time, it was said that Mr. Clark was a hard master who drove his workers as he drove himself. A critic described him as steeped in sin, prodigious profanity, and the curse of drink. Later on in life, as his fortunes grew, Mr. Clark took up religion and gave up drinking completely. He even served 2 years on the school board before giving away land to DU. Herbert Howe was DU Professor of Astronomy and Applied Mathematics from 1880 until 1925. He was an internationally known mathematician and astronomer and held many leadership positions at DU, including Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences from 1892 until 1926, Director of the Chamberlain Observatory from 1892 until 1926, and Acting Chancellor at the university before 1900. Mr. Howe was very instrumental in building the Chamberlain Observatory, which still sits in Observatory Park today. Chamberlain Observatory was the first official university structure in 1891 and was named after benefactor Humphrey Chamberlain. Mr. Howe passed in 1926. However, many distinguished scholars have continued to oversee Chamberlain Observatory. Today, University Park is a beautiful neighborhood with large trees lining the streets and surrounding the homes, which are absolutely gorgeous in the summertime. The University neighborhood just west of University Park is very similar, but has much more post-World War II housing. University Park has some, but many of the older homes have been scraped for large, newer, modern homes that have added to the neighborhood's affluence. You can literally walk in University Park and spend hours marveling at the beauty and massiveness of the homes. As I've said, there are smaller homes and ranch-style homes around, but many are dwarfed by their neighbors. There are Queen Anne Victorian homes, colonials, bungalows, brick four-squares, Tudors, ranch-style homes, and many modern mansions throughout the neighborhood. The neighborhood has dining, is close to other incredible neighborhoods such as Wash Park, and is close to shopping and dining in Cherry Creek. University Park is also perfectly situated amongst major traffic routes, getting you in and out of the heart of Denver in decent time. It's an incredible neighborhood. This concludes Views from University Park. If you or anyone you know is interested in purchasing or selling a home in the old neighborhood, I hope you won't hesitate to reach out. And don't forget, not only do we guide and manage our clients' real estate transactions from start to finish, but we take care of nearly all of our clients' relocation expenses professionally, free of charge. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you.